Okay. Again, for number one, make sure you change angle A to angle C equals 72. And just give me a sec. Set up my diagram. A, B, C, 72, 5, and 4. All right. And the directions are, let's solve the rest of it. Okay. Find all the missing angles and sides. You got to know where to start. There is only one spot and one formula I can start today on this problem anyway. Only one spot and one formula. Before we decide where we got to start and what formula we're going to use, let's go over both formulas. First one I showed you guys the other day was the law of sines. I'm not going to write it out, but on the denominators, what did it have in the denominators? Sine of an angle, sine of another angle. So you need how many angles to use law of sines? 2. All right. So what I'm going to suggest you guys look for when you set up your triangle is look for angle, side, angle, or what was the other one that involved 2 angles? Angle, angle, side. Look for that. Okay? So after you set up your triangle, you see what you're looking for. Do I have angle, side, angle, or angle, angle, side? Do I in this problem? No, I do not. So probably, most likely, we're going to start out with law of cosines. And when would it be appropriate to use law of cosines? Side, side, side. Or side, angle, side. Which one do I have here? Okay, so we've identified that we are going to use law of cosines. Again, your responsibility on Friday's unit test. Now, here's the other. What are you going to find using that? All right, you've said in your head on Friday, I got to use law of cosines to start this problem. But what are you finding now? What can you find using the givens here and the law of cosines? What side or what angle? I want you to start getting specific for me because there's only one up there you can find. You have 2 angles and a side that you could find. Only one of those 3 you can find right now using law of cosines. Which one up there? Oh, big one. Here we go. There it is. That's 5 more down. Boom. 3. Which side?
Side C.
The only one I need. Right on. Yep. Side C I can find. That's what I can't find the angles using this. All right, I'm going to find side C. So, law of cosines, review from yesterday. What always goes first? The side across from the angle, which is 72. So I'm going to start off with C squared. All right, need somebody else helping me fill in the rest? Oh, 18. Stud. Minus. Did we talk about this yesterday? 4 squared? Did you play that back in the elementary days out in the recess fields? Pavement? 4 square, yeah? Yeah, remember that? The ball, yep. How many of you were that guy that just made up rules as it went along? You're like, cherry bomb! And everyone's looking around like, what's a cherry bomb? Anybody? You just start making rules up as you went along? Depends who you're playing. Depends on the rule. You got to establish the rules before you start. Establish the rules before you start. Like, can you spin on the ball? Anything. All right? Spin, not spit. All right? Spin. I don't know what type of 4 square you played, Nick, but 5 times 4 cosine of my angle. We talked yesterday. I can plug this all in one step in my calculator. If I'm solving for a side. Also, time out, just stop. You'll go back to your calc in a second. Something I did not mention. Never be in this predicament where B or C are blank. You should never solve for B or C. The only side you should be solving for is the one across from the angle. I will never ask you to solve for B or C. We're all good? Okay, good. Keep grinding. So hopefully you're getting about 28.639 and change. That's not the side length, just a c squared. From yesterday, we do have to take the square root of both sides. And then c would be equal to round to, what are we doing? Lengths to the nearest tenth, angles to the nearest degree. So nearest tenth for side C. Let's do this. 15, 5.4. I like it. Thank you. So 5.4. All right, here we go. The toughest part is starting. That's it. Once you start, you got options now. Like I could find A or B right now. I'm going to let somebody decide though. A or B right now. What do you want? 7, what do you got for me? B? Got it. I'm all right with that. We'll find angle B. How you find it, can't go wrong either. Both formulas are going to work here. Both formulas should work to find angle B. It's just a matter of which one are we going to do. All right, your choice. Your choice. What formula you want to use? 17? Yeah, you got it. Law of sines. I could do law of cosines again if I wanted to. And start out with 4 squared instead. So law of sines. We're finding angle B now. Somebody give me a side and angle relationship to plug into my proportion. Give me a side and an angle to plug in. Here you go, 20. So 5.4 over, no, not 72, sine 72. And remember, I'm finding angle B now. Angle B, as somebody tells me the next ratio, I'm finding angle B. 15. Yep, sine x is fine. I'll put B because we're finding angle B, but x is perfect as well. Okay, there you go. Okay, whoa! Know what formula you're using. And I tell you, watch, I've seen this way too many times over the years. We just did what law at the very beginning of this problem? Cosine. It's crazy how the brain works, but that's what's in your brain right now is cosine, cosine, cosine. So as you go to cross multiply or divide, make sure you hit the sign button on your calculator. All right, it's crazy how the mind works, but you may just find yourself pressing the cosine button automatically because you already did it today. All right, so take your time, be disciplined. I'll do the same thing. I just did it up there. Do it again. Sine 72 times 4 divided by 5.4. So hopefully we're getting sine B equals 0.7044. Okay, come on. You're better than this. You know that I'm not going to put on a question where the degree measure is less than 1 degree. Okay, let's be real here. That's not the degree measure. That's the sine of the degree. Keep going one more step for me. What do I need to do to that value to find actual angle B? Inverse, inverse, inverse. Yes, that is not the angle measure, nor will it ever be less than a degree. Second sine. Again, second sine. Mine could be saying cosine to you. Second sine. Plug that answer in. And round to the nearest degree, we end up with 45 degrees for angle B. And now we got angle A. You can do this a bunch of ways. Unfortunately, whoever I call on, I don't want you to be creative. I only want it done one way to find angle A, please. Only one way to find angle A. So you let me know how you want to do it, and I'll either reject it or accept it. 9, how do you want to find angle A? No, I don't have time. I have time for that. Yeah, I got time for that. 180 Minus 72 minus the 45 I just found. I got time for that, yeah. Not knocking law signs, you could do that. And a little 6-3 action. Okay, real quick. I know it's not the coolest thing to do in the world nowadays to check. All right, but at least this takes 15 seconds. Plug in all your values inside, all your angles and sides into your triangle, and see if those values fit two theorems. What's one theorem it should fit? Biggest side across from biggest angle, smallest side across from smallest angle. Does that fit? And it should fit what other if it's going to form a triangle? Two smaller sides added up should be bigger than the third, which is the case. 9 is bigger than 5.4. So just do a quick 15-second check to make, does your triangle make sense? All right. Questions? Oh, now we're going to have a little fun now. All right. Now we're going to have a little fun. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to put you in 3 different groups. All right, 3 different groups. You're going to, group number 1 is going to be right here. Group number 2 will be in the back, and group 3 will congregate right over here. You will be assigned a problem to do. There's 3 problems left. Okay, you'll be assigned a problem to do. Once you and your group are satisfied and agree on your answers, one person from the group, depending on what problem you're doing, will go to one of these boards or the TV to write down your answer. Okay, then we'll rotate problems. All right, so you'll do a new problem now. All right, then somebody will go up and put those answers, and then by that time, we'll compare. Are we on the right track, or is one group totally off? Okay, and we'll do that for the 3 problems you have left. Okay, we good? I'll explain more and go down the other groups as we get going. All right, do we know what counting by 3s means?
Yes.
Nobody should be saying 4. Nobody should be going 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2 honors classes, nobody could do it right. Okay, somebody said 4, and then second period started counting off 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, I don't care who starts or if you go horizontally or vertically. I don't care. But let's get this done.